Hello, world. I am Courtney. I am thinking of starting a podcast, and I guess where I'll start is here. Anyways, I'm sure I sound like a ditz, but the weird thing about me is there is actually some wisdom if you can get past the ditzy demeanor. I know, right? It's like Courtney Fuchsius says, OMG, you guys. But I don't mean to. I mean, I kind of like, all right, well, that's just who I am. Anyways, I am whining today because somebody was begging me to come hang out with them at their house, and they wanted me to stay there. And I had stayed there before, but ended up leaving because they're freaking crazy. I don't know why I thought this time would be different, but after setting up a few guidelines, like, my service dog that never leaves my side can be in the same room as me, and I'm allowed to hang out with it, because this freak was a controlling nut, just other shit. It turned out to not be what it was, and idiot thought that he'd be able to hold drugs over my head. Yeah, right. Yeah, I like to party as much as the next chick. I love partying, actually. But I'm not going to be one of those stupid-ass, jade-out drug whores that'll do anything for a fix. I mean, come on. And then, on top of that, dude's expecting me to do, like, fucking 12 hours of hard yard work, like, while I'm dope sick, and just, like, doesn't thank me, in fact, bitches about how I need to be doing more. I mean, what? And then, admittedly, picks on me for absolutely no reason, just because they're in the mood to fuck with somebody, and when dude's in a bitchy mood, he decides that he's gonna fuck with the person that he likes the most. I mean, what the fuck, dude? I mean, what a miserable existence, right? Honestly, I feel more sorry for him than angry at him. Anyways, well, it was the last straw. Literally, go rake my driveway. Okay, let me just get the fuck up and rake my driveway now. Okay, that's not gonna work with me, honestly, and my plights are not the same as your plights. There's a reason why I don't own a house and have all those fucking responsibilities, especially the financial and the cleaning ones, and that's because I don't want them. I like my freedom. I love my freedom. So why would I want to take on your burden just to get bitched out and complained at as if it's my own? I mean, come on. This dude has this awesome dog that he just ties up in the backyard and leaves it there. I mean, for days on end, he doesn't see anybody. And then he expects me to take on the responsibility of raising his dog and taking care of it. Because if I can take care of my dog, then I can surely take care of his. Well, yeah, of course I could take care of his dog, but there's a reason why I only have one. And that's because I only want one. The responsibility is enough. I mean, that's the biggest responsibility that I am, cool with holding, and, what the fuck? That's okay. I'm not gonna fucking try and change their life, or change them, so they shouldn't change me, and they definitely shouldn't bark orders for me to change. On top of that, okay, this dude is supposed to be freaking rich, right? He's sitting there trying to tell me that he's involved in some $100 million, $50 million investment bullshit, blah, 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 blah. Yet, he is fucking going crazy bitching about a 50-cent lighter after he's already stole all of mine. I mean, and then he's saying that he's got to search my stuff before I leave, even though half my stuff is spread throughout his house because he just seems to like to help himself through it. But it's okay. Yeah, he's got to search my stuff to see if I'm stealing anything, but I'm clearly going lighter and leaving behind a bunch of crap just so I don't have to deal with the idiot. I mean, really? Anyways, that's my rant, but, feels good to get it off my chest. And I kind of like this podcast thing. Maybe I'll keep it up. But, I don't know, we will see. Anyways, about me. Okay, I'm 34. And I am from California, but at the moment, I'm currently in Atlanta, Georgia. Me and my dog Frankie Stein. She's awesome. She's a giant deer chihuahua, which makes her a whole heaping, like, 20 pounds almost. We have been just kind of like traveling around the country, cruising around, making friends, getting high in beautiful places, and, filling up our memory bowl and enjoying life. It's been pretty cool. Um, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now, where I've been here for like since the beginning of the summer. We're now in October. I got here in like the end of June. Before that, like I was like on like a 3 week binge on hitchhiking around the country in semis. I went like 5,000 miles in like a week. It was crazy. But I was, let's see, me and Frankie hopped on a motorcycle. We were in Tennessee. So I'm going backwards. So it's a little bit confusing, but anyways. So Atlanta, before that we were in Tennessee. Before Tennessee, Kentucky, and all the way up to Minnesota. Minnesota, oh you betcha, yeah. But I was only there for like a day, just enough to drop off a load. Then before that, like all through all the states, blah blah blah, and I was in Florida, Jacksonville, and it was really crazy. People wanting me to like be her and all this lame shit. So I had to dip out, and that's where I just kind of jumped on a truck and saw where it took me. I was in Jacksonville. Before that, I was in West Palm Beach. Before that, Fort Lauderdale. Before that, Miami. And I arrived in Miami like 3 days after Christmas, because on Christmas Eve last year, me and Frankie jumped on an Amtrak train and we crossed the country for 4 days. It was awesome. It was like the Polar Express. I was waiting for Tom Hanks to like come punch our ticket. I mean, Christmas Eve we left, and we're in this like 75-degree warm ass little box, all cuddled up together with a bunch of munchies, looking out the window at the most beautiful sunsets over the wilderness in Montana, because there's like no roads around. It's train, and there's like 8 feet of snow. And then we're, meeting people, making a bunch of friends, high as shit, because Amtrak doesn't search, which is awesome. It was great. It was great. And before that, I was in Portland. Now, me and Frankie ended up in Portland and Washington, because I am from California, southern central area, and I had never seen a fall before. And I wanted to drop acid in a red forest, because yay, how fun, right? So we went to Portland. But the way we got to Portland was we were, before Portland, I was in Vegas for a few days, which was really weird. Do you remember that shooting where like 59 people got killed at like Mandalay Bay during that country show or some shit? Well, that day I was in Vegas, and there was just like this weird feel to the air, and I was right like down the street. I was at the New York, which there's New York, and then you go across the street, you're at Excalibur, then the Luxor, then Mandalay Bay. And I love music and would have probably wandered towards that direction had I not decided to leave. But I hitchhiked to Portland instead, and like within an hour of getting in the car and starting to drive to Portland, all of a sudden the emergency broadcast comes over the radio that like 59 people, but it started out like 17, 18, 9, counted all the way up, and we listened to them all. It was weird. But what a trip. I mean, guardian angels, thanks. Anyways, so that's how we got to Portland. In Vegas, I was before Vegas, like Utah for a day, and then back to California, and all over California, up and down, around, up and down, and that was pretty cool. Like, California is where I'm from, so I was like kind of used to it, but it was like kind of like my, getting my toes in the water, ready to cross the country and be 3,000 miles away from family and all that shit. Like Chico, that was beautiful. Way too many freakers, and they will steal your soul out from under you if they can. So that was a trip. But anyway, so yeah, but it's beautiful. I mean, there's this place called the Mile, and it's like this football field sized pool that they've made out of a natural like river, creek, stream that goes through the town for 5 miles, and that's awesome. But it's like 110 degrees, so you kind of need something like that. And so beautiful, beautiful. Me and Frankie would like float down the river on inner tubes and watch the fun and pretty things. Frankie had a life jacket and she would swim next to me, get tired, jump on the boat, or jump on the inner tube. It was really fun. But yeah, then like Santa Ana, you know, LA is fun when you got something to do, but it's not really fun just to like be bumming around in. And Santa Cruz, though, that's where I was, and I was there for like a few months. I was born in Santa Cruz, so it makes sense that I would be drawn back. And let me tell you, the party never ends there. It's awesome. I really, really like Santa Cruz. I didn't even realize that I liked Santa Cruz until I, you know, went there. It was cool. So, anyways, so Santa Cruz, yeah, that was fun. And then I was living in my hometown area for a little while. Orcutt, Nipomo, Pismo Beach. Yeah, things have been pretty cool, you know. But, you know, being single with no kids, no responsibilities, I just thought, especially since I like had a near-death experience, which I'll go into another time, I thought the world was passing me by and I just didn't feel like I was in it. So I had to change that, which I did. I have been very happy, you know, but the best and absolute most 110% awesome place that I've lived, that I've been homeless, that I've camped out, that I've just fucking had an awesome time at, hands down, Hawaii. That's right. Yeah, Hawaii's awesome, especially for a chick. There's like only one chick to every like 5 to 9 guys, depending on what island you're on. And so, you know, and then, you know, Hawaiian girls are not exactly thin. So to narrow that down, it's like out of every like 1,000 people, there's only one that looks kind of like me. Whereas in California, I like blend in, you know? So I got treated really well, and I was like celibate the whole time I was there, but people still like, you know, it was just, then I got treated really crappy. Yeah, that's another story. I will have to go into that another time too. But anyways, Hawaii was awesome. The only reason why I'm not there right now is because Hawaii is a rabies-free state. And in order to take Frankie there, I would have to like get her like this crazy like regimen of shots and tests and all this bullshit. And it costs a whole bunch of money that I don't have. And then I only have like a tiny little window to get over there in. And if I don't do this, then they would quarantine her for like 8 months. 8 months Frankie would not see the light of day. Frankie just turned 2. So that would be like a third of her life she spends in a box. No friends, no family, no nothing. And I would have to pay like $14 a day to house my dog in a prison, which would ultimately probably kill her because fuck, that would suck. I mean, we are never apart. We go to court together. We get tried together. We stand in front of the judge and plead together. So I couldn't do that to her. No way. That's why I started traveling around the mainland. But I love Hawaii. If I had a boat, I would sail there right now. Maybe. I'd probably have to learn how to sail first, but after that, I would sail there right now. So that would be pretty cool. But I don't know. I just, yeah. I just thought that I would, you know, make a little podcast, see how I like it. I kind of like it. It's like ranting and raving. It's my own little electronic shrink, you know? And a lot of, like, interesting shit happens to me. I mean, you know, I don't know, I'll have to just, like, get on and, like, tell you about it when it does happen because, yeah, it's like a bunch of little weird